I was in the Air Force, stationed in Drambuie, off the Barbary Coast. I used to hang out there in Magumba, at the Magumba Bar. It was a rough place. The seediest dive in the wharf, populated by every reject cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It was worse than Detroit. The mood in the place was downright ugly. You wouldn't walk in there unless you knew how to use your fists. You could count on a fight breaking out there almost every night. I didn't go to that bar to fall in love. I just dropped in for a couple of drinks, but suddenly, there she was. I was captivated, entranced. It hit me like a thunderbolt. I asked the guy next to me to pinch me to make sure I wasn't dreaming. I was afraid to approach her. But that night, fate was on my side.
You know that quote, Criddle? I'm just...
Airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's pretty early on, I was like, I know that movie. That's Airplane. That's a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good times.
Good times. Oh, yeah. I love that movie. That is, again, my desert island movie. I will never get bored of watching that.
I would if it was over and over and over and over and over again. But that's anything. There's not anything that's safe from that.
No. All right. Well, welcome to the Utterly Useless Podcast. I am Brett, the Lieutenant Drebin of the podcast. To my left, the Ryan Harrison of the podcast, Jeremy. And to my right, the Agent WD-40 of the podcast, Timmy.
Ryan Harrison. Who's that?
Wrongfully accused.
Okay. That's right. Gotcha. All right. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
It's fine.
Well, it's been a long time since we've convened here.
I know. I feel rusty.
I know. Me
Yeah.
too. It's like, what do I do with my hands? Like, I don't even know. All right. Well, I guess it's merit badge time. I'm sure.
All right, merit badges. What do we got?
We've had a long time to earn these merit badges.
I know. I was actually like, what was it, about a week ago? I'm like, I have like 7 that I've like accrued over a time. And I'm like, I should keep track of them, or we should just like one time just do like a whole like court of honor merit badge.
That's true. Because I was thinking, I was like, I should keep track of these because I'm earning one after another. And of course, we're not doing the show.
So my merit badge is called the Quick Running Merit Badge. So I think Jeremy knows this about me. I have a very paranoid. I'm very paranoid about milk expiration dates.
I think you brought it up on the podcast before.
Yeah, and so my parents at one point in time brought by 2 gallons of milk, and the expiration dates on both of them were like 3 days away from the date, and I looked at that and I'm like, oh. And then I looked at myself in the mirror and went, challenge accepted.
And then the 24-hour clock from 24.
Yeah, exactly. So I was determined that I was going to use these 2 gallons of milk and they were not going to be wasted. And so I just, whenever I was like, oh, I'm thirsty, let's grab a thing of milk. And so then one time I was just like, all right, I'm getting kind of tired of milk. Oh, hey, I have Quick in the cupboard. So I start, pouring some Quick. And I was like, okay. Well, I'm all bloated now because I've just drinking a whole bunch of chocolate milk and that. And so I just decided to go for a walk. So as I'm going for a walk, I find myself like super, super gassy. I have never been that
milk was a bad choice.
Gassy before. And I'm like, normally I have like 3 different levels. I can go very long, I can go kind of long, and I can cut it short. So as gassy as I'm like, I think I'm going to cut this short, which was a really good idea because about, probably not even, I would say like a 1/4 of a mile away from my place, suddenly I realized the next toot was not going to be gas. And the reason for that is, and the reason I've actually hid is, I want you to picture back. I believe it was brought up on the podcast before, but a couple times our sister would read a couple of Amazon reviews. And these Amazon reviews are hysterically funny. If you don't know what they are, I strongly recommend that you go and read some sugar-free gummy
Yep.
bears
I remember those.
reviews on Amazon. Well, the fact that I have hid from everybody is this was sugar-free Nestle Quick.
Oh, there's a sugar-free element that
There-
apparently across the board, huh?
I started walking super fast, and then I started walking faster, and then I started running. And I will tell you, most of the time when I go for a walk, I don't take my keys. Now, my keys have two things on them. Obviously, my keys to my condo, but the other thing is it has is a little fob that gets me into the clubhouse. And by the time I got to the entrance of my condominium complex, my condo is way too far away. Think about
Yeah.
you know, that is too far for me to get there
Yeah.
safely. So I booked it to the clubhouse where the swimming pool is. And I was just running so fast, like, because we'd actually had some possible break-ins. I think somebody thought that I was breaking in because I went in and, a couple people were getting ready to leave, and how fast I scanned in and threw the door open and ran in. They were just waiting and possibly thinking about considering calling the police. Did my thing. Whew, that was super close. And then I get out, and then the instant I walked out, that they left, and then I quickly went to my house because there was going to be a part 2.
Oh yeah, the sequel.
So yeah, I got the quick running merit badge.
Did you have any worry that there's not going to be room for you in the bathroom? Because I don't know what your clubhouse bathroom is like.
No, I had no worries about it because it was before Memorial Day, so the swimming pool was not open.
Okay.
So, but the worst part about it is after the initial relief, I turn and no toilet paper.
Oh, that's mean.
These stories write themselves.
Uh-huh.
Yes, they do. Oh gosh. Then you gotta do that little walk of shame back.
Uh-huh.
Yep. All right. Well, that's a well-deserved and earned merit badge there.
Yeah.
My merit badge, I know Brett knows a little bit here. It's called chemical peel. So I had a facial chemical peel, as you could say. So I went on a trip to Vegas, and I came back, and my face was like melting. It was.
Oh yeah.
My face was like really in a lot of pain, and
I felt so bad because here I see you for the first time in a while, and I see your face, and I'm like, you don't look well. You don't look happy. You don't look well. And I was just like, I'm going to ask him what happened. And the instant I asked that, I'm like, oh, I should not have done that because he's going to get that 9 more times. And you did.
Yeah, it was fine though. I expected it. But yeah, my face was like all covered in like almost like burns on my face and just so much pain. And I finally figured out what caused it. And it was my fault.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I originally blamed it on the hotel lotion because I'd been using it every day because I didn't bring my own lotion. So I was like, I'm going to use this. Doesn't have fragrance in it. So like, I'll just use that. And so the last day of the event, the day I was going home, I was like, you know what? This hotel lotion is not cutting it. It's not doing anything. I am super dry. My face is like beginning to really turn into that like flakiness. So I was like, I'm going to go down to the little market in the casino and get some lotion. So I'm scanning through, like, where's your lotion? Do you not have any lotion? And then I see this Olay thing and it says like moisturizer and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. Buying that. So I buy it. I start applying it. And within like 10 minutes, my face is on fire. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So I put more on. And throughout the day, I just kept putting more on and more on. I probably put on like 5 to 7 applications.
Ooh.
This was not lotion. This was body wash.
Oh.
Oh.
And it said like moisturizer, but then underneath it said in small print, like, body wash. And I was like, why is that the smallest word
Yeah.
on the whole bottle? And I was like, looking back, I was like, was there any lotion in that whole like casino store at all? Or like, oh, so mad at that experience. And so I didn't realize it until later on that week, I put it on again.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it burns. This guy's at fault. What is up with this? And I look at him like, oh no. It's body wash. This is not lotion. But the thing is like it didn't sud when I rubbed it in. It didn't do anything weird. It looked like and had the consistency of lotion. So yeah, my bad.
I blame mostly the bottle then. If it's small print, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm very surprised I'm surprised that body wash can do that to you. That could just burn you like that.
Oh.
So if you ever want to do an evil trick on somebody, swap out their lotion with body wash, because apparently that will hurt really bad.
Oh, ouch.
All right. Well, my merit badge this week. Well, I'm trying to decide if it's a merit badge or a pin.
Okay.
Ooh.
And all that's on there is the number 24.
Okay.
Okay. So a few weeks ago, for the first time ever in my life, I got food poisoning.
Oh, wow. The first time ever.
First time in my life.
Congratulations. You made it this long.
I know.
And for the reason for the number 24 is it's been 24 years since I last vomited.
Oh my.
Congratulations twice.
Wow. That is impressive.
So I ended up completely hurling this food poisoning. Couldn't keep it down at all, and it just kept coming and coming. And as I was sitting there, waiting for the moment, because I could feel it just brewing in myself, I was like, when was the last time I vomited? And I just kept going back further and further, and at 1999 is where I landed.
Wow.
That is crazy.
So I have a 24 pin.
I was waiting for you to say that like it took 24 hours. And so like, there's the 24 clock that just keeps on counting down.
Jeez, I can't even make it a year without throwing up.
I was a little disappointed because I was like, I couldn't even make it to 25 years.
Yeah, I know, right?
It was so close.
I remember, what was it? I remember when I got food poisoning and I knew it was going to happen. And I don't know about you, but I was just like, okay, this is happening. And so I was like, I wonder how much I'm actually going to
how much weight you're gonna lose.
Yeah. So I hop on the scale, look at that, I go, all right, let's remember that weight. And then, I swear I was like to the point where everything was coming up. There's nothing coming out. And then the next day I wake up and I hop on the scale and I'm like, 6 pounds lighter. I'm like, ooh. 6 pounds.
That was your Subway diet, right?
Yeah, that was my Subway diet.
I'm like a model.
Now, Criddle, did your food poisoning come from like any of your work stuff or any?
No, it came from a restaurant.
Okay. And is it a nationally recognized restaurant?
Yes.
Which one is it? I'm curious.
Chick-fil-A.
No.
Ouch. What'd you order?
It was the chicken wrap.
Oh, the chicken wrap. Okay, I don't eat that. So,
and the only reason I know it was food poisoning is because my wife and I both got it.
Oh,
and at the exact same time, we both were just.
Oh man, both parents down. That sucks.
Yeah,
your kids are like, here's the TV. This is your new parent for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, and I also lost a streak too because that's the next day. This all happened at night, and the next day I didn't even go into work because I just felt awful. Like I felt like my body was just compressing. I couldn't keep anything down, and it was the first time in 9 years I called in sick.
Wow!
So I lost 2 streaks, so I was a little disappointed.
That's impressive. That 9 years without
9 years, no sick day.
Once again, I do this yearly.
Like I've never called in sick ever, and so this was the first time.
So, just out of curiosity, do you now have a issue with Chick-fil-A? Because I have been permanently scarred from Subway. Like the smell of their bread baking. Like there is a Walmart that I can't go to because there's a Subway right at the entrance, and that has scarred me because I now connect that smell with the events of food poisoning.
It hasn't scarred me too much. I will be avoiding their wraps for a while, if indefinitely, just because I mean I remember seeing it come out.
Oh yeah, like, I recognize that.
I'm like I saw you. So
you were in a different shape when I last saw you.
No, you didn't change at all. So it was a brutal experience.
Well, we earned these mayor badges, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Spin the wheel.
All right, we got Spin the Wheel, where we have 10 categories of questions. We're going to spin the wheel, decide which questions to ask one another. And here we go. Brett, it looks like you got lick off.
All right, so lick off. There is, and I saw a picture of this because I was looking for something like super disgusting. And so I went into Google and typed in like something super disgusting. A ear of corn that is green.
Like green because it's not ripe yet? Okay.
No, green because it has gone bad.
Oh, is that what it comes
And-
bad? I didn't know.
And it is also fuzzy.
Oh, so it's
From one end of the ear to the other end of the ear.
Okay. I need to see a picture.
So this would be like almost licking a bumpy tennis ball.
A bumpy, a bumpy, furry tennis ball. Yep.
Now, because I've never seen corn go bad.
See, that's why it surprised me a lot because I'm like, huh, is that what corn does when it goes bad? It turns green and then it obviously gets fuzz. But yeah, I was very surprised by the picture that I found when I Googled disgusting things.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Oh no, that's not it. Man, even Google Images is not helping me find. I was like, when corn goes bad, and they're like, this is perfectly good looking corn, and why are you showing it when I type in goes bad? Do you think it's mushy? Do you think like the little, corn, whatever they're called?
I was wondering if like one of the, the little, what is it? Yeah, whatever things of corn or kernels of corn, I guess.
Yes, that's the word.
If, they kind of, give way and, maybe like burst like a zit or something like that.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting.
Well, since I'm off to your left, I'll give this a start. I'll start off with 1,000.
Okay, 900.
Ooh.
800. Bob.
How low can I go?
I like that this happened right after the food poisoning story.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Well,
our bodies got impacted by the merit badges.
Yeah.
From your rear end, my face,
Yeah.
Criddle's stomach. Yep.
we'll go 750.
Go 550.
550. 525.
Oh, it was smaller increment change there. 500.
Yeah, you can have it.
Okay. I'll do that for $500. Yeah, because I think we have established before that we can spit afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm fine with
A
it.
little wash of Listerine.
All right, I get to lick some corn. Okay, my turn, and I get, could you fight it? Okay, this one is kind of like a scenario.
All right.
I mean, I guess all could you fight it are scenario in themselves, but anyway. Okay, so there is a creature wreaking havoc in a city, and they ask you to fight whatever's inside. You come upon the destruction to see inside the city is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's just you and him. Can you fight him?
What's his size?
It's what it is in Ghostbusters.
No, I cannot.
The big marshmallow.
Yeah.
Man? Oh, let's see. Do I have I can use any weapons I want.
You have an abandoned city.
An abandoned city. Any
You and
weapons
him.
I want. Okay. This would be a fun, interesting experience. I'm trying to think of what I would do.
I mean, if lightsabers existed, but they don't because this is an abandoned city, I would love to just kind of vroom, vroom.
I mean,
vroom, vroom,
When I
vroom.
say abandoned city, just so you know, we're on the same page. People left because they're
Yeah.
afraid. So
Okay.
they left everything behind.
This is kind of like, Godzilla with Tokyo. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, but I mean, he's still.
A way better movie than I can see it as. I mean, I enjoy Godzilla movies, like anybody else, but Stay Puft Marshmallow.
Does the Marshmallow Man have feelings?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you remember from the
He definitely
Ghostbuster
seemed to.
movie, he did not really like having the laser packs, blast him.
Yeah, he kind of
Okay.
looks sad at the end.
Uh-huh.
So if I'm wondering if I'm like carrying a spear
Uh-huh.
and he tries to step on me and he goes like,
Yes, he'll feel that.
okay. So that's some protection there.
Yeah.
And then
However, you find out that it's like the same feeling that you feel like when you step on a Lego. You're just like, I didn't really appreciate that.
he gets more mad, just like any parent would.
Maybe this one will be on fire. I'll give it the college try.
Yeah, I think as long as you find a good fire source, I think you got it. Because marshmallows are very flammable.
I mean, I'm sure there's some hair salons around and you can just get a lighter from a gas station.
Exactly.
I would do what if I came across that situation. I would do what Homer did that in that one. I can't remember what was happening where he's like whistling and then he turned around and go. And
It just turns around. Yeah.
uh-huh.
I think I'd give it the old college try as well and just find some. I'd go find a gas station and it's very similar. Just lead him there and just let the thing pour out gas and
I mean, the key is to try and break off one of his legs so he falls over.
Wait.
You could bite it.
Oh no, he's nibbling on my ankles.
Get off.
This would be a King of Diamonds scenario, right? I would be an Alice in Borderland.
Yeah,
land.
you would. Yeah.
Oh,
This is the weird stoner version of Alice in Borderland. All right, let's move on. And Criddle, you get Desert Island.
We're going back to food.
Yeah.
So you're on a desert island with a magic refrigerator, and you could have 5 food items that are endlessly popping up in this fridge. What would you choose?
You know what? A lot of these Desert Island questions are like bad scenarios. I find this a good scenario.
yeah, this is a good scenario.
I like this because this is like, ooh, what 5 foods do I get to eat the rest of my life as long as I'm stuck on this island?
Yeah.
So I would go with, this is actually pretty easy because I've been told by many people, I have the taste buds of like a 12-year-old. And you know what? Some people say that as an insult. I'm like, you know what? I like what I like, and thank you.
but the thing is it's not like a 12-year-old in that you eat mac and cheese
No,
and French fries and all that just like repeatedly.
no. But I mean, I'm very simplistic on what I like.
You are.
So I would go with keeping in the Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Okay.
Oh, can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Leftover. It's just, there it is.
Oh man,
It's in the fridge.
that
so it's
just
gotta be
opens
cold.
up a whole world for me.
It's a fridge. It's going to be cold, so it just randomly pops up cold.
Oh yeah, and there's no heating device.
Yeah, I'll
No
just
heating
walk over
device.
to a rock.
Or
Which is
you could put it on top of the fridge and let it
Yeah.
from the heat.
or put it behind on the motor of the fridge.
Let's see. I would do, so Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Okay.
I would do peanut butter. I would do chocolate because
You got my peanut butter, my chocolate.
my chocolate, my peanut butter. And then I would do probably for drink, Diet Mountain Dew. And then, what would be my 4th thing? Sometimes there's nothing quite like a good, nice, soft serve ice cream, but I'm like, forever on a desert island. No. What would be my 4th choice?
Are you looking for a treat? Is what you're looking for?
Possibly.
What
Well, I
about-
mean, I already have my peanut butter and chocolate.
Does it have a
so-
freezer? Like if you do ice cream?
Of course, there's a
Okay.
top. There's
Yeah,
the
top and
the
bottom.
bottom
Yeah.
fridge, top freezer.
What about the Snickers ice cream bars?
Those are okay.
Ugh, those are better than okay.
Oh, I guess come back to me for my fifth one.
Okay. So I obviously know my drink of choice is going to be Mountain Dew. And I will be like, I'm thinking about it because I do love chicken sandwiches a lot. And I recently felt like I've had too much Popeyes in my life, which I didn't know that was possible. But I think it's the amount of grease that they cook with. Whatever. So I am feeling like I should say also Chick-fil-A, like the spicy combo deluxe one. And not only that, that's good cold.
Yeah.
It's not bad cold. Don't want pizza. I would get sick of Chinese. I mean, I do love cold Chinese, but I would get sick of it. So that's only 2 things. And now I gotta think of 3 more. Jeez, this is hard. Or no, 4. Did you say 4 or 5? 5. Okay, 3 more. What do I like? I'm trying to think of my habits on what I just always like. What do I always go for? And I don't want French fries because French fries are really bad.
Oh yeah,
especially cold.
Yeah. Once you decrease the heat of those, yeah, they go downhill fast. Man, what do I want? I'm trying to think of restaurants. Oh, I'd have a Taco Bell burrito. It's I'd probably have I think it's a quesarito. It's good stuff. I'm just looking for things that are good cold. See, nothing from McDonald's. Definitely don't like Burger King. Don't care for Wendy's. Need to leave hamburger joints. Steak. No, not good cold. And not only that, it gets more tough. What's something that has more layers of complexity to it? You know.
A 5-layer bean dip.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I could sit here forever and think about this. So I'm just going to have to leave it there at. I never thought I would say Chick-fil-A and Mountain Dew right now, but that's where I'm at.
I'm going to go with a gallon of milk because, again, I do love my milk. And then if, the gallon of milk expiration date ever comes, I would just, take it, throw it away, close the fridge, open it up. Brand new gallon of milk.
And that's a good point. I need something healthy. I'm going to just get like one of those, protein shakes.
Oh, yeah.
Like Core or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I should do that. Yeah.
So,
okay. I changed my gallon of milk to the
Core.
The chocolate.
Core Power.
Core Power. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll think about it later, but yeah. I can't think of 2 other things at this time. All right, Brett, you're up with Would You Rather.
All right. Would you rather hear what pets were saying all the time, but you heard them talk 5 times as loud as normal, or be able to communicate with pets, but not know what they said and weren't quite sure what they were if they actually heard you?
So communicating, but they're loud.
No. You could hear them,
okay,
but you can't communicate with them.
Okay.
So, if you go to the zoo and, they're just like, hey, look at that guy. He looks really good. I can't wait to, remember the revolt's happening at 2. I call dibs on that guy over there.
Okay. All right. And number 2 was again?
You could communicate with the pets, but or animals, but you're not quite sure if they understood you or heard you, and they might choose, but you don't have any control over them. You could be like, you found this out one day where you looked at like a bird and you're like, hey, fly into that window, and it just did it, and you're like, that was cool. And you're like, so I think I can talk and communicate with birds. But then you look at a cat and you're just like, attack Criddle, and then it just
no.
And then it just turns around and starts licking its bum.
So it's like they still have their agency. It's just talking to them. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I can see both having their uses of hearing them and understand. I think hearing them might have more power to them than me telling them what to do, because like you said, I can go to the zoo.
Uh-huh.
You said they're loud though, right?
Yeah, it's 5 times as loud as people. So you hear it 5 times as loud.
Oh, maybe not, because like birds, I'm sure are going to be a million times more annoying.
Worm.
Then what if You're trying to sleep, and you never knew for your whole time that there was a rat or something in the walls of your house, and he's just talking to his friends. Hey, Bill, did you know that this guy's got food hidden here? It is delicious. And you're like, shut up. I'm trying to sleep.
So many marriages, so many divorces, just because like this family of rats, it's just that you never knew or found or whatever. There's like, stop yelling at me. I'm not yelling at you. Who's Bill?
I get because of the volume thing. I think I have to go with the ability to talk to them.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the same. I feel like it'd be, yeah, I'm in agreement.
Yeah, it's just that 5 times.
Yeah.
That got me. All right, my turn. And looks like I get Kiss, Marry, Kill. So this one is brought to you by AI.
Ooh.
So it brought a whole different approach to Kiss, Marry, Kill. Okay. It actually put out a scenario. You are stranded on a desert island with 3 things. A talking parrot who knows all secrets of the universe. A giant squid with a heart of gold. A beautiful mermaid with a terrible singing voice.
Okay, killing the mermaid.
Yep.
Having fish. Hey, I think I'm gonna go with the parrot. I'm gonna marry the parrot.
The parrot is the one that's secrets of the universe. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna marry the parrot, and I'll be like, hey, parrot, you up for fish sticks? And then
is that cannibalism?
No, because she's a mermaid.
But she's like half.
She's chicken.
If you eat the bottom half, I think it's not cannibalism.
Yeah, bottom half is chicken of the sea.
Top half taxidermy.
Unless she's a reverse mermaid.
A reverse mermaid. Oh gosh, reverse mermaid would make everything a lot easier. If you had to be the one that killed the mermaid, I think it'd be easier if it was reverse mermaid.
The legs might be more meaty. More protein.
You could just sweep the legs, Johnny.
And then I'll kiss the squid that has a heart of gold.
Okay.
While eating fish sticks.
Well, we're killing the mermaid. I'll marry the squid, oddly. And I'll have a friend to talk to with the bird.
So I'm just curious because you guys went right to killing the mermaid. Are we just assuming that she sings all the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because if she's singing all the time, then yes, she's got to go. But if it's like Ariel and be like, hey, I know a number's coming, don't sing it. Then I'd be like, I want the more humanish companionship.
I mean, I'd tell her to go sing in the water.
Yeah.
I'm like,
go underwater.
go get it out. Get it out.
Get it out of your system. Come back.
I mean, could you ride the mermaid to another island?
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think this parrot might have the secrets of the universe. He'll have the secrets of getting me off this island.
That's I thought about that too. And then the giant squid, the fact that he has the heart of gold, I just couldn't kill him.
No.
So I guess mermaid has to die.
Mermaid has to die.
Yep. And I'd probably marry the squid and befriend the parrot.
Mm.
All right. And we're wrapping this up with Criddle. And what if?
Okay. What if the whole world magically forgot something of your choosing, but only you would remember it?
Ooh,
what would it be?
Kind of like that movie about the Beatles.
The Yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday. That's.
So is it something I did, or
It can be anything.
It could be
right?
anything.
Oh, it could be anything.
Could be something in pop culture. Something that the world would ultimately forget.
I see
but
Brett's
only
wheels
you'd remember
turning
it.
about pop culture, getting rid of stuff there.
Yeah.
But only you would remember it.
Oh, that'd be fine. Let's see.
I'm trying to think of what I don't like that I want to get rid of.
Or you can get rid of it and then you bring it back.
Oh, profitable. That's a good point. What is something super simple that I can. It's like the egg carton guy that I always heard about as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Like where he invented the egg cartons and made millions of dollars.
See, I'm going with a odd, like kind of funny thing. I would have everybody in the entire world forget about Marvel Phase 4.
So you're just doing everybody a favor.
And then the funny thing is like probably Marvel would be like, make Phase 4, and then it'd be like, oh, this one is actually worse than the real one. Oh.
If he eliminated something like that, could he retain his copies of Marvel Phase 4?
Which is whatever is in his brain.
Oh.
It's like, oh, Black Panther 2, the new one, actually pretty good. They're like, there is no other Black Panther 2. Yeah, to you.
I'll never get that back. Yeah, I'll probably remove, because I can't remove like the iPhone or anything like that, because then I can't rebuild it. It's like, hey, there's a phone, it does this things, I can't explain how.
Maybe I'll like remove Phase 2 from the Marvel universe or whatever, and then like when Phase 3 happens, everybody has no clue what happened. They're just like, I feel as though we missed something. And then everybody just starts hating Marvel movies. I'm like, yeah.
Or you're the screenwriter.
Yeah, that's right. Justice League, Snyder cut, much better.
How about I just rub out DC altogether?
No.
Just kidding.
That's it. I remove Marvel off the face of the earth. Because of that comment, that's what I'm going for.
I remove your mom off the face of the earth.
Everybody now does not know that the X-Men, the Avengers, anything that Stan Lee has ever created is gone, all gone. There, that's my revenge.
That went dark quick.
I'm not going to get rid of DC. I mean, I like DC. I just don't like their movies.
Yeah, I agree. DC is great. DC movies, not great.
But also Marvel is joining them.
Yet. Oh, I love that you wore that hat today.
Oh, I didn't even notice a flash hat. By the way, I don't think I said this. I went on a movie binging not like a couple weeks back. Watched Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah, not good.
That's a horrible movie.
Oh yeah,
and really long.
Yeah, like no, that is like
whoever thought that was a good movie, like needs to be fired.
The bad guy was horrible. Which is the what is it, Mandalorian dude, and I'm just like, poor you.
Boring.
Well, no, and that villain could have been good, and they're just like, instead of him having actual powers, they're just like, oh no, he finds a rock and
he becomes the rock.
Yeah.
We're eliminating something. I'm just gonna eliminate what is something simple in life that I can be like, hey, bring this to the world, and everybody's gonna rejoice and pay me lots of money for, because it's all about money when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
So something to that effect. I'm trying to think of something I could, in this technological world, something simple.
The iPhone.
No, not the iPhone, because I can't.
Because you can't repurpose that.
Nope, I can't. Because I'm not an engineer. I will say, what is something I use? I don't know. I'm thinking of something really simple, like a pencil, or I'm going really complex, like iPhone or TV. It's like, why can't I find something in the middle?
Everybody is just like, I'm tired of writing letters by like poking my finger and using my blood. If only there was another way. Jeremy's just like, there is another way. Let me show you. This is lead. It is encased.
Is it lead though? It's not lead, right?
Okay, well now it's graphite.
Yeah.
This is lead. It's encased in wood. Take this object.
And then the eraser, which I don't to this day know how it works. So I couldn't recreate that at all.
You know what? You're saving people from using their blood to write.
There you go.
So,
or ink if they're doing that route.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with something so stupid and simple. Chairs. I'm going to make billions off of this.
Everybody's just sitting on rocks, large rocks.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's this chair, and this one folds and opens. I'll come up with a whole line that people will have no idea.
Patent pen.
Lazy boys. I will have money for generations. I'll have more money than Rockefeller will because people want to sit. So yes,
So
I'm rich now.
What about you?
I kind of like the idea in yesterday at the end with like eliminating Harry Potter and then like being able to bring that back into this
Like bring back the books.
books. Yeah.
J.K. Rowling's just sitting there thinking, I had an idea. What was that idea?
She probably then she's gonna experience the same thing I have. Like whenever I have an idea, all of a sudden I see it in real life, and I'm like, oh, guess it's not a unique idea. All right, next we got a new segment, which I tricked you in what it was called. I changed it. It's called "Are You AI?"
Ooh.
Because I want to find out if possibly you guys are AI. So I asked AI some questions, and I want to see if your questions are the same.
All right.
Who's the best action movie actor?
Ooh, that's a good question. Best action movie actor.
Ooh.
Like, for some reason, again, maybe growing up in the 80s, I have two names that immediately popped in my head.
And I want to give you a fair warning. AI doesn't just give you one answer. It gives you a couple because, of course, they're not going to just pick one person.
So we're AI then because we're thinking of more than one name.
Yeah, I know. But whatever, if your name is on this list.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, same thing. 80s, 90s. Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, because Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger were the ones that popped in my head. But I'm just going to go with, if I have to name one, when I think of the ultimate action, I would have to say Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, probably Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, you guys are still questionable whether you're not your AI now.
All right.
Because it has Arnold, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Tom Cruise, and Sylvester Stallone.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Which movie is the scariest movie?
Oh, that has to be 1408.
Is that scary though? Or is that just like
It's
anxiety provoking?
It disturbed. I kid you not. I was watching it in the movie theater with you.
Oh, I don't. Did I watch it in the theater?
I can't remember if you watched it in the I was watching with somebody. Somebody was there. And I was just like, I'm so disturbed right now. I'm just going to go just like this and just slowly take my hand and just kind of massage my face. Because now it looks like I'm itching my eyes when in fact, I actually am trying to avoid staring at the screen.
That's funny. I've only done that once in life, and that wasn't because of a horror. It was The Punisher. During one of his like beat somebody to a pulp scenes, I was like, I have to close my eyes because this is way too much.
The TV series?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Have you not seen the whole?
No.
Have you seen it?
The latest one?
The Netflix one?
Yeah, the Netflix one.
No.
Oh, yeah. There's one episode that's really, I'm like, that's way too much.
Wow. Scariest movie? I mean, it's scary is subjective to the person, but I mean, if we're going with like popular scary movies, The Exorcist, Poltergeist, I don't know.
Okay, Brett, what about you? What would be on your
It.
list?
What was that?
What would be on your list? Just 1408?
1408, Lights Out.
Oh, yeah.
That was creepy. And I mean, I was disturbed during Exorcist, but it wasn't because it scared me. It just felt evil.
Oh, gotcha.
So I wasn't scared by it. I was creeped out by the evil surrounding it.
All right. You're less AI-ish.
All right. Less AI.
But I mean, they did have Exorcist, but and they had The Shining on there, aka The Shining.
The Shining.
Yeah, that's not that scary.
No, it's not. They had Scream on there, which
Really?
for its time, I get may have been.
Yeah.
But definitely is not now.
No.
They had Get Out, which I didn't think was scary at all.
I watched the trailer for that and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get myself another movie to watch.
Then they have this one that I didn't recognize at all. Midsommar.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I've seen it. I can see the actors in my head, but okay, sure, fine.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are less AI-ish. Let's just ask this. When you think of who the funniest actor is, who would you think it is?
Oh man.
Leslie Nielsen.
Should have seen that. Should
I
have saw
mean-
that coming.
Funniest actors. Gosh, that's a long list.
No, yeah, but just think of the first person that comes to mind.
Jim Carrey.
All right, you're a little bit more AI, possibly. They have
Cool.
Eddie Murphy,
Okay.
Jim Carrey,
Okay.
Robin Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Will Ferrell,
Yeah.
Steve Martin.
So I just because of Robin Williams' names on there, I have a question like to pose, just kind of to take this down, just a momentary pause. So the last week of school,
Mhm.
my fifth graders were driving me insane. And so I was just like, I was walking through the school, and so many teachers had a movie going on. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to cave and do this because they're driving me nuts. And because the last day of school, I always watch The Emperor's New Groove, and it wasn't the last day of school, I put in one of the few Disney movies that I own, and that is Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Aladdin, I didn't know any of the voice actors minus Robin Williams. Do you think Disney and or animation movies have gone down the hill because we need to have John Cena, Dwayne Johnson, all these people, these famous actors as voice actors in these kid movies? Because for me, every so often I hear something and it takes me out because I know exactly who that is, and it just, I think of their other character or something like that.
I think it just depends. I think there
Depends.
might have been missed opportunities with somebody else. One fun thing about Aladdin, which I didn't know, is the guy who did Aladdin's voice. Was on the series Full House.
Oh, really?
He is like, I think, one of the boyfriends of the older daughter.
Huh. Did not know that.
Yeah, I was just Googling stuff not too long ago and found that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Fun fact, my son Jude knew that before me
Wow.
because he loves Full House. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, I could see where you're going there. I do like recognizing voices. There's something about familiarity and voices.
I mean,
Mhm.
the only two voices from Aladdin I remember are Robin Williams and Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Gilbert Godfrey.
Those are the only two.
Well, like, what was it? I remember because I was watching it, and one of the guards, I was like, he is like your prototypical, like, I swear that voice was in, like, DuckTales. I swear
Yeah.
that voice was in this. And it's just like, I feel as though, like, modern movie or cartoon animation movies are hindered by, well, we need to get like name recognition so that we can, when we show the trailer, we can show you all the people you should
Mhm.
know. Like, why can't we just have a fun movie and, have your Robin Williams
Mm-hmm.
and maybe throw in a Gilbert Godfrey? But why do we need to know every single person?
It's true, but also, I forgot who just said it. Probably Criddle made me think of something about the fact that these voice actors back in the 90s and 80s, they went from cartoon to cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like you said, you said it about the guard, that you recognize his voice from something else. That happened so often as a kid, going, oh, I think this is the same voice from this guy who did, in this show.
But
that did also kind of take you out.
But you didn't know their name. You're like, oh, like, what was it? One of the voice actors for Aladdin is the guy who was Fred's voice from Scooby-Doo. No
Okay.
clue he was in there until
Okay.
I IMDb'd it.
But yeah, I mean, there's times where you do recognize a voice from one show to another, and that kind of takes you out.
Yeah.
I feel like almost the same way. Going, who is that?
It was just something I was thinking about. And then you said Robin Williams. And so,
It's like I
The-
can
my-
liken this to Die Hard.
mhm.
I don't know if you remember this Asian actor that eats the Hershey bar or something like that while he's waiting. Like, so they're posting at the front door, for the police to come in. And the one guy's next to the concessions, which apparently they have concessions in the main floor of a building sometimes. Do you remember this?
Sure.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so this Asian guy like looks down while he's holding his gun and like sees a snack and he grabs one and starts eating it. And I'm like, every time I see that, I'm like, you are in so many movies in the 80s and action movies as like just a henchman. And I recognize him always. And that takes me out too.
Well, I mean, something else that like they use in so many different movies is the Wilhelm scream.
Oh, yeah.
Just because.
The Wilhelm scream?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's the Wilhelm scream. Gotcha.
Sorry, I needed to also throw that in there so that Jeremy wouldn't think that I was AI.
Okay, we're up to the last question. This one's a different kind of question. We're going to recast the Avengers with Muppets. And AI already did that for me. Let's see if you match AI. So starting with Brett, who's your Captain America?
Who's my Captain America? Ooh, let's see. I'm going to have to go with Sam Eagle.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Sam Eagle, Captain
What about you,
America.
Criddle?
Captain America?
Yeah.
Sam Eagle's a good choice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
take that. I know my Muppet casting. Do you know what I do for fun? Recast movies with Muppets.
It's so funny. Are you looking up Muppets?
Yeah, I'm looking them up just to
That's fair.
give me an idea. Yeah, Sam Eagle would be a good Captain America choice.
Except he's a little angry.
Yeah, but you know what?
So is Captain America.
Captain
Yeah.
America is very serious. I mean, couldn't you just hear Sam Eagle just say, Hail Hydra?
Yeah.
Hail Hydra.
All right. While Chris looking at that, Brett, who's your Iron Man?
Let's see. Who would be my Iron Man?
Gonzo?
No, I'm going to go Fozzie.
Fozzie. Waka waka waka.
You know, the suit doesn't like really form right, and he'll just be like, "Oh, sorry guys, sorry, just give me a second. The blaster fell off my arm."
He's gonna be a Playboy billionaire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His girlfriend's gonna be that one chick that
If I walk around
if I
naked
talk
for
about
the rest of my life.
naked. So yeah, that would be whatever Tony Stark's love interest.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Well, is that? Yeah, I guess that's that's his love interest.
Yeah.
Let's see. Since Brett's knocking these out so quick, Black Widow.
Black Widow. I would go with. I don't know what her name is, but I would go with the. What's the guy's name that has glasses?
Scooter.
Scooter. The female version of Scooter.
There's a female version of
Yes,
Scooter?
there's a female version of Scooter.
I don't think I realized that.
Yes. Oh,
Maybe
child's
if I saw,
play.
maybe if I saw a picture of her, recall my memory. But what about Hulk?
Hulk. I mean, it has to be. Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like there's a clear answer to this one.
I was gonna say Kermit, but I mean, he'd go from green to green.
And then be really buff, and he'd actually be wearing pants.
There's actually two things I can actually see play out in my head. And one of them would be Gonzo, because he'd be like goofing around or whatever, and then you'd make him angry. And then actually, no, that does work. I was going to go with Animal, but no, Gonzo would be Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah, Beaker would be my Hulk.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay. Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. I'm going to go with Miss Piggy.
Okay. Vision.
I'm going to go with Kermit.
Okay. And then
Scooter.
last one, Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. Who would
Someone expendable.
somewhat exactly. I mean, if it's someone expendable, it would be oh shoot. Oh. The prawn.
Pepe the Prawn.
Pepe, yeah. I'm
I'm
gonna go.
I gotta run real fast, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, Criddle, back to you.
Okay.
Who's your Captain America?
Sam Eagle.
Okay. Iron Man?
Gonzo.
Okay. Oh, I didn't ask this to Brett. I skipped it. Thor.
Thor.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know how I skipped that one.
Oh man. Okay, continue with him because I want my time to think.
Okay.
Mine will be the Swedish Chef.
Yeah. Black Widow.
I'll go with Miss Piggy.
Okay. Hulk.
Hulk. Beaker.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
I asked you Hawkeye, didn't I? Did I skip that one too?
You skipped that one.
Jeez, man, I can't read good.
Hawkeye will do Fonzie Bear.
Okay. Scarlet Witch.
Oh gosh. Elmo.
Elmo. He's not a Muppet. I mean, he is a Muppet. He's not a Jim Henson. Well, yeah, he's not.
Okay,
Jim Henson.
then we'll do Sweetums.
Which one's Sweetums?
I don't know. It's this guy listed in this.
Oh, that dude.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I knew his name. That was that was as Scarlet Witch?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. Vision.
Hmm.
By the way, Sweetums, for all those who don't know it, just like me, is a really tall Muppet that looks more like a monster.
I don't want to keep Kermit out, so we'll do Kermit.
Is Vision?
Yeah.
Came Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. Animal.
Yeah, that'd be funny. All right, Brett. Thor and Hawkeye.
Okay. I think, oh man. For a Hawkeye, actually for Thor, that one for some reason is so hard. I swear I had it and then I lost it. And then, so I'm going to go with Hawkeye. I'm going to go with Dr. Teeth, which is the
oh, yes.
the musician.
The musician.
Uh-huh.
It talks like this.
Yeah. And then Thor, I'm going to go with Beaker with Thor.
I can't.
And then,
So, with this list,
uh-huh.
Criddle is more AI-ish than
Yeah,
you.
that's right. Okay.
All right.
You only had one, which I couldn't believe the one that you guys got the same. So, it had Captain America as Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
Iron Man as Gonzo.
That's what you got. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thor as Fozzie Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow as Miss Piggy.
That's the one I got, right? Did I say?
No,
Oh,
you
no.
didn't.
No, I did Scarlet Witch.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Animal as Hulk.
Okay. You did that?
Yep.
No, I did Beaker as Hulk.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
you
that's right.
switched.
Yeah.
Yep. You said it for a hot second that you were considering Animal as Hulk.
Yeah.
Scooter as Hawkeye, which I actually think that works.
Yeah.
really
Scooter would be Hawkeye. Yeah.
Janice as Scarlet Witch, which I think works really well.
Mm-hmm.
Vision is Bunsen.
Oh, yeah.
And then this is the one I could not believe Brett got. Quicksilver as Pepe the Prawn. Because when I read that, when AI suggested, I'm like, that's hilarious. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. Okay. I'm back.
So I'm just a smidge more AI.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
All right. So conclusion from this. The verdict's still out. You guys might be AI.
Yeah. Trust Criddle less than me.
Exactly.
Or be more aware.
I'm self-aware.
Let's see. Which one are we doing?
We're just drafting.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Draft, boom.
All right. We're going to start our draft today. We're going to be drafting movies you could use to torture someone. Also, just in other words, movies that are really, really bad and could it could be long and bad because that would equal more torture. And so I'm kind of interested in what everybody's going to have to say. But I do want a disclaimer. Most of the time, I don't like to yuck anybody else's yum. This is not intended to do that, but these are really bad movies. So sorry.
Well, and then there's me who I was sitting there going through it. I'm like, I like did a list of like bad movies. I'm like, I kind of like that one. I don't mind that one.
Oh, what? When you're looking on Google?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too. And I was like, why is this on the list?
Yeah.
This is a good movie. Like, I'm just going to say one because I don't think it's on anybody's list. Problem Child was one of the ones.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, I like Problem
I
Child.
loved Problem Child as a kid.
Maybe the second one, but
yeah. Anyway, Brett's up first.
All right, so I'm gonna go with this one, which I do remember watching, because every so often when somebody tells me something is bad, I will be like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I'm gonna watch it, and I'm going to find all the great things about this movie.
You spite watch?
I do. I will sometimes spite watch. Like sometimes if you tell me it's bad, I won't watch it. Like I was, when you went away for this a little bit, I was telling Tim, I need to watch Batman Returns, and in the back of my mind, and I didn't say this, Mike, and I think I'm going to have to break down and watch Man of Steel before I go watch the Flash movie, possibly for things to make sense. And you have warned me against the Man of Steel, and I trust you on that. However, if like somebody were to say, like a whole bunch of people are saying this is like, I have this fascination with the critics are already saying that the Indiana Jones 5 is bad. Like the critics are saying this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, well, critics generally suck. So is it that bad? I don't think it will be that bad.
See, critics are in it for their own reputation.
Uh-huh.
And that's dumb. Like, put your neck out there.
Yeah.
If you like something, say you like it. If you don't like something, say you don't like it.
Yeah.
Don't be artsy and be like, oh, that was a great movie, even though I'm never going to watch it again because it was horrible.
Yeah. So I just want to, put that out there. But I decided that I tried to spite a couple people who told me that this is bad. And then I watched it and it is bad. Battlefield Earth.
That's on my list. I have never watched it, but I hear that movie is really bad.
Yes, it is really bad.
Okay, my turn. Some of these movies, I'm going to be okay, and I'm sorry if you guys like some of these movies, but I'm going to go with one that is clearly a bad movie that everybody, I think equally, if you have seen it, it is George Lucas's biggest failure, if you ask me. Howard the Duck. Do you remember Howard the Duck?
Oh, I would watch that like when I was like 8 years old.
I hated that movie.
It was one of those things that was bad, but I found myself watching it often.
Yeah. I didn't know that was based off a comic book.
Yeah, it's a Marvel comic, yeah.
Oh, wow. Marvel.
Yeah, can't be trusted.
All right,
somebody should like wipe that from existence.
Wipe what?
Okay, so I was trying to think of movies that would just be torturous to watch over and over and over again. And one movie that comes to mind that I can't stand is Snow White.
Oh,
the original Snow White cartoon.
It's long.
It's long, and I hate the voice of Snow White.
Yeah,
I
could see that.
I find it so nails on a chalkboard irritating that I think it can be torturous.
I was just thinking about this earlier this week or last week about the Disney Vault. Remember that whole deal?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That impacted us as kids, I feel like.
Oh yeah, well they made a scarcity type thing.
Yeah.
Like there's a YouTube channel that I like watching called, I think, Yesterworld or whatever, and he did like I think 2-part video on the Disney Vault, and it was just amazing. Like the strategy behind what they did, because I remember being about 7 years old, and speaking of Snow White, my grandparents took us to see Snow White because it was only allowed to be re-released about every 10 years. And so the scarcity, and obviously this was like, VHSs kind of existed, but like Disney was like, oh no, we're not going in on this. We want people butts in seats. We're going to get the money from something that we've already made, and they would just re-release it to the theater about every 10 years. And so my grandma was just like, we need to go to the theater because this is going to be gone real soon.
Mm-hmm. And I think that scarcity mentality with the not only just scarcity of watching that show, but also a lack of options at that time really worked in their favor.
Yeah.
I think back in my childhood, this elevated these shows.
Oh yeah.
In their quality. But if they would have been available to watch all the time, probably would have not liked them as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where Snow White would have been, because I think I watched it not a ton, but like a fair amount. And nowadays, yeah, I would never go back and watch it.
I still remember the movie theater that we went to.
Oh, yeah?
The one up in
Olympus Hills?
the Olympus Hills one.
I remember.
Because we were in line, the line wrapped around the entire
Jeez.
mini mall.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, Criddle, you had the wheel.
I know we've talked about this movie on the podcast before.
Oh gosh, I think I know. I remember this conversation.
I think it can be very torturous watching over and over again, and that is Juno.
Juno. Oh yes.
Oh.
Yes. I've only watched it once, but that's enough for me. Okay, my turn here. So this movie, I don't know what compelled me to watch it. I don't know what compelled me to finish it. This is my true 101, but I had to get Howard the Duck out there.
Mm-hmm.
But The Wicker Man.
Oh, that one is bad.
That is a really bad movie. I remember like almost crying a little inside, because I was like, this was my first understanding that Nicolas Cage could do bad movies. Because before then, he was just like, in everything, and not all of them were winners, and that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
but they weren't terrible. They were just entertainment.
Yeah.
And now it's Wicker Man. And then not only was it the opposite of entertainment, it was just a horrible viewing experience. So yeah. Which the funny thing is, it's a remake, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if the original was considered good, but this one was bad. Them specifically talking, obviously, with my vote, the Nicolas Cage version. All right, Brett, you're up.
All right. So I chose this one as my wheel on purpose, because it's going to be one of those things where it is deemed really bad. It is reviewed very bad, but because you're going to be watching it so much, you are going to be saying the lines and you're going to be repeating them, and then you're going to be hating yourself for it.
Is it Frozen?
No, I actually was thinking about this. This is a double feature. This is Shaquille O'Neal's Steel, followed by Kazam.
Steel. I don't think I ever watched Steel.
I've never watched either one of them. I just remember the commercials, and I'm like, I'm not watching
I've watched
that.
Kazam's so bad.
Wait a minute, Kazam, is that the one where he's a genie?
Uh-huh.
In the
Okay.
jukebox.
Yeah. What is Steel even about? Is he a superhero? Or
Yeah.
What? Okay. Maybe I do remember Steel slightly, but I have seen Kazam, and they are bad. Well, at least that one's bad. Okay. Like how you double dipped on Shaquille.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay, so this is where this could get controversial. I don't know, because I don't know y'all's opinion on this.
All
Brett
right.
might like it,
Probably.
but I dislike this movie. Always have, even as a kid. And that might surprise Brett. Never Ending Story.
Oh no, that movie sucks.
Okay, good.
Oh.
Because I just remember watching it a ton as a kid.
Oh yeah, like when we had sleepovers, there was when we rented movies, Neverending Story was always one of the 3 movies that was rented.
Ugh.
And generally I would fall asleep during it and then one of the other movies that they would rent was Top Gun. I was always asleep before Top Gun was played.
That's funny. Yeah, Neverending Story. Did you like that at all, Colonel?
The Neverending Story. I remember liking the second one more than the first.
They're all blurred into one
But
for me.
They all felt long.
Yeah, it was never ending. All right, Colonel, you're up.
Genuinely. So I'm just kind of browsing again the some of the worst movies lists. One movie I'm just going to throw in mine is just one that I'm taking one out of a series of movies.
Okay.
One to torture my victims with the fact that it's plucked out of like I don't know how many movies these were made from, but just it'll be out of sequence. They won't know why things are happening.
Never. I mean, is it what's the dinosaur one called?
Oh, Land Before Time.
Yeah, it's Land Before
No,
Time.
not Land Before Time.
25.
I already got my cartoon.
Land Before 725. Soon to be oil.
This one's number 10 on the Rotten Tomatoes worst list, and that's Jaws: The Revenge.
I saw that on the list,
I did
and I'm
too.
like, I don't remember. Like, do you know what number that was?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, would you look up to see what number that is?
No, specifically, is that the one with what?
Because if it's number 4, I actually enjoyed watching number 4.
Jaws.
Because number 1 obviously it was Jaws. Number 2, I can't really remember what that is. Number 3 was the SeaWorld one.
It's the fourth one.
Yes.
Yeah, it is the fourth one. Yeah.
I actually
Oh, this is the SeaWorld one?
No, SeaWorld one is number 3.
Okay. That's with Dennis Quaid on number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should go with that one.
I think, which is the one that takes place in Florida Keys or something like that? That's
I don't know, but just the fact that you're pulling a movie out of like a series.
Well, and here's the funny thing is that was the first Jaws movie I watched.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Jaws 1 scarred me a little bit.
Oh, 100% scarred me. I still. Oh, Michael Caine is in.
Wasn't there like
The Revenge?
There was a movie theater a while ago that did a screening of it, and like you could watch Jaws on the water.
Oh, yes, that was on Utah Lake.
Yeah,
Which I was like, that's a little iffy of a lake to go on to. It's got so many chemical problems with it in the first place. Why would you want to be exposed to that and watch a movie that?
Add an element.
I mean, I really wanted to do that. I did wanted to watch that on the water because Jaws did. I'm still impacted at my age. I am still, when I go into a lake, I am irrational and I think there's a shark underneath me. So I don't like being in the water very much if I can't see below me.
The Bear Lake Monster.
Exactly. Let me ask you this, because I think I dreamed this up in my head as a kid. Because so Jaws 1, they killed Jaws, but every subsequent Jaws movie I saw, I was like, oh, that's Jaws' mommy. Oh, that's Jaws' daddy on this one. Because we're just killing his whole family.
Well, and I think where like number 4 for Jaws like really gets a hit hard is they do kind of like the Jaws. I think they have like flashbacks where like Jaws remembers this happening, and he has like scars from certain.
Gosh.
Yeah,
This is real.
Okay.
So I think that would be pretty torturous, pulling something out of a series and just saying, now you have to watch it. And then the last one, I know there's a huge fan base for it, but I am
Juno, the sequel.
I'm just not on board with this series. I don't really like it. It feels super long, and that's Avatar.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing about it is so yesterday I was looking for a movie to watch, and I was on Max, because now it's not HBO Max, but it's Max.
Why did they do that? I don't know.
I don't know. So I was on there and I saw that, Avatar 2 was on
there.
So I clicked play, and then it just barely started, and my brain just goes, wait, hit the back button. So I hit the back button. I'm like, I 3 hours.
3 hours and 12 minutes.
I can't, nope, sorry. Maybe another day.
Unless there's a Snyder cut every hour.
Exactly.
Little chapters.
You give me chapters. Maybe I can do that.
Chapter
Well,
1.
I was talking to my brother-in-law last night also, because I'm like, have you watched it? And he just goes, that's 3 hours. He goes, that's going to be a 2-nighter.
Yeah. I mean, I respect you for giving Avatar, but at the same time, like, is it that bad? Because I definitely did not enjoy it. But yeah.
But I think in this scheme, it's rewatching it.
Oh yes, and the blue people
over again.
Yes.
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 I would find it to be just torture.
Okay. My last pick. I kind of knew it would get through to the end, but I'm kind of surprised. I would be surprised if Brett didn't have this on his list at all. The movie Contact.
Oh, I do not have that.
That movie.
I mean,
that movie to me is horrible because there is no good ending at all. Like, it's all this built. It builds, and then nothing.
When I was working at the video bar, I was complaining about Contact, and both the guys I was working at were just listening to me just go off, and they both looked at each other like, we both like that movie. I'm like, good. I'm glad somebody likes it. And they're like, actually,
somebody has to.
They're like, a lot of people actually do. I go, good for them, because this would be torture. So yeah.
This and that movie has like, what are we talking about? It has Helen Hunt, which we were talking about prior to the podcast. And then it has, which is
Jodie Foster.
Oh, was it Jodie Foster? It was Jodie Foster. Never mind. Jodie Foster. But then it also has, surprisingly, if you can recall, McConaughey at probably the beginning ish, like of his climb to like super fame.
Because the next one he was in was the courtroom, the John Grisham.
Oh yes, which if you ask me, that just brought him to the top tier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all right, Brett.
All right,
what you got?
So I have a couple that I was thinking about. And I do know that there's one of them that is really bad, but I just wanted to add something to my double feature of bad Shaquille O'Neal movies.
You gonna go Dennis Rodman movie now?
It came so close. It's on there, but I'm gonna go with Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill.
It's on my list. It's on my list. That is a bad movie.
Because I will tell you, with Avatar, it's a long movie. It's not a bad, it would get on me. But then there would be like, that whole How I Met Your Mother, it comes back again. Because what it would come back again would be, I would be so into like Mystery Sciencing Theater 3000ing that movie, especially because the same way that they, have relations is the same way that they connect with other beings. Like I would have so much fun making fun of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jack and Jill.
Gonna take
either that or blended.
Gonna take my ponytail and gonna have relations with you, and I'm gonna take my ponytail and I'm gonna insert it into this animal right here.
Oh god. Jeez, that is very accurate. I was thinking about it the other day. Some of these the greatest films out there are the stories are 100% taken from something else.
Oh yeah.
So like that is taken from not only Dances with Wolves, but from Pocahontas? Yeah. And then if you have like Cars, the movie, that movie is an exact replica, nearly exact replica of Doc Hollywood.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it was just like and it's just funny how there's just, if you refine something somehow, like with the right director, right casting, the movie goes from meh to awesome. And I just think that's interesting. It's like, and then what does the writer and how does that work in the pitch room? We're going to do the same thing as this movie. Almost exactly the same, except
animated cars. No one will see that coming. Well, it's like, what was it? That one movie with Shia LaBeouf where you started Disturbia or whatever.
Yeah.
And you had me watch it. And I was like, this is Rear Window. Yeah. And you're like, lots of people like that was on forums, because that was in the day when the internet was still young and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm like, here, let me show you Rear Window. And then you watched it, and I remember you're like, this is better than Disturbia. Because you initially liked Disturbia.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was definitely the exact copy. There was another movie out there with, I'm trying to remember, I think it has Chuck I think it's Charlie in the name. And it's with...
Oh, yeah. Charade.
Charade, yeah. It's an exact replica of Charade.
Yeah. The Truth About Charlie or something like that.
Yeah, with
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. But yeah, good movies are often are replicated.
Yep.
Or bad movies are often replicated and made better somehow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to our recommendations.
All right. So my one recommendation is I just barely rented it from Redbox. The first time I've been to a Redbox in about 7 years, because generally I just have the movies come to me through my Apple TV. And it was out, and I was like, and that is the latest Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh, yes.
I did not know what to expect. the trailer looked like everybody was just incompetent boobs.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, this is a really good movie.
It is a
great.
really good movie. You saw it too,
I
huh?
saw it last week.
Yeah, it's a great movie. That's on I think either Peacock or Paramount.
Oh.
Has it also just
interesting.
for your viewing.
It's great.
It is. It was funny.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm glad I looked back at it and I was like, I am so grateful that you did not spoil all these good jokes in the trailer, because you could have definitely done it.
Yeah.
Like the dead, talking to the dead. Whatever,
Oh,
the
that was
barbarians or whatever it
hysterical.
was.
It's just like, you have 5 questions. It's like, is that a question? Yes. No, I wasn't talking to you. Like I was just wondering if that counted as a question. Yes. It's just stop. It's like, now you're down to 2.
And then I just want to take your level, and sorry, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler because I feel like there's just a little surprise element here.
Mm-hmm.
But what was your guys's, like, were you guys surprised when you saw Bradley Cooper?
Yes.
I remember when I saw Bradley Cooper, I'm like, what is he doing here?
It was one of those, especially because of the size. It was just like, wait, no, no.
And not only that, he talks in a way that you've never seen him. It's just very calm.
Well,
like,
I had to look it up too, just to confirm it. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That Bradley
it
Cooper?
just didn't feel like it was.
No.
It was like you got on board with it, but it was like, this is weird.
It was totally out of character for Bradley Cooper.
And you know what? For being about, like, I think in her early 50s or whatever, Michelle Rodriguez.
She's in her
Ooh,
50s?
Yeah, she's still
Yep.
very pretty.
Yep. They're very, very. I like the beginning of the movie when you don't really know what the plan is when they're in jail. And he's just asking for that one judge, and just like, what is going on here? That was hilarious. Anyway, before we just talk about all the hilarious parts and all the people who are listening to this who have never seen it, go see it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Mine is long overdue. It's one of those shows that I should have watched forever ago, and I kept waiting. I was like, should I watch it with my wife? Should I watch it by myself? And then most nights I only have like an hour of TV time by the time all my kids are down. So I have to choose wisely.
Mhm.
Yep.
And it's a Terminal List. You guys seen that, right?
Mhm. That is a really good movie.
That is a
or series.
really good series.
Yeah.
I need to watch it.
It is really good. I had no idea. I think what happened was the first episode, I got halfway through and I was like, I'm not vested in this because like it just so far. But then like I was like, I'm gonna give it like to the rest of the episode, and I watched the rest of it and I'm like, okay, I'm not stopping.
I mean, one of my favorite things about the Terminal List is at least I don't know if you found it, where it's just like, well, this happened, and then everybody's just like, well, no, like that person doesn't exist. Like these are the amount of survivors that occurred. It was just these people, and I was like, really? It was like and the way that they're convincing and the way that they're doing stuff, it's just like, well, maybe it's all in his head.
Yeah,
like maybe he's seeing things because he has like.
I started thinking Manchurian Candidate a little bit.
Well, and then I started thinking, maybe. What's that one that with the that Russell Crowe movie where the people were
Beautiful Mind?
Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, maybe this could be it. Like, he has some sort of brain thing that's happening, and he's talking to people that actually didn't exist. And then when they overtly show a couple of things, you're like, okay, no, all of this is real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a tipping point when you're like, oh, this is all real. I think it was, not to give it away, but when that one like policeman kind of gave up some information.
Yes, I think that was when I realized it's real.
Yeah. The one thing I want to say about the show is you watch it, and I felt like, and it wasn't until I was like nearly done with the series that I was like, this is almost like a Gladiator movie.
Oh yeah.
Because like almost the exact same MO. So anyway, before I keep spoiling or giving up too much, but I'm behind the times. That came out forever, but apparently you are too.
I am very behind.
So it's a great show on Amazon Prime. Highly recommend it. Chris Pratt does a phenomenal job. I actually like Constance Wu in it. If you ever watch Fresh Off the Boat, she was the mom. She is a reporter in it. Yeah, I think all around it was a great. I even liked. Yeah, but I don't want to give that away. But never mind. Yeah, what's your recommendation?
All right. Well, so I've since the end of May, I've been on a new release movie kick.
Okay.
So I've gone to the movie theater the last 2 weeks, and then last week I also watched the Dungeons and Dragons, and I watched Shazam 2. But the two
for some reason, when you said Shazam, I had just pulled Kazam out of my head at the same time. And I was like, "There's a 2?
Totally different."
Yeah. It's when he's retired,
and he just
it's not a boombox anymore.
He does commentary on TNT.
It's an iPhone. So the 2 movies I saw in the last 2 weeks in the movie theater, I saw The Little Mermaid.
How was that?
I've heard the biggest complaint is it's long.
It's long. Yeah, I got bored. My kids liked it, but I got bored. And I mean, it's almost an exact replica of the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
So if it were me, I probably would have waited to Disney Plus, but I went for my kids. But the second movie I saw last week, which I thoroughly enjoyed, was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Thoroughly enjoyed that movie. It was, to me, I thought it was incredible. Great movie.
So just
much better than the first one, or
I thought it was better than the first one.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, so because I think me and Jeremy either saw it around the same time or we saw the Across the Spider-Verse together, and I liked it, but the animation for me was hard on my eyes, and I also did not like their animating of the Kingpin.
Yeah,
I thought that he looked like,
he was like a tower.
Not only that, but he was like the size of 2 refrigerators. And then he had like this small dinky head. And so I did not like that.
I thought he was bigger than 2
Kingpin.
refrigerators.
Oh yeah. We just watched the Into the Spider-Verse yesterday. My kids want to watch it. But I thought the second one was great.
Okay.
Like,
who's the bad guy in number 2?
In number 2,
isn't it Spider-Man 2099?
No, it's actually this isn't a spoiler because he's in the
trailer.
The trailer. So it's the Spot.
I don't even know who the Spot is.
Oh, he's the one that can like open like
little portals,
places. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he the one that Carnage kills in that one?
But
comic book that you had to read? Okay.
So I mean, this one just kind of goes even more crazy with the different styles of animation. And I'm not going to spoil anything for it, but it goes more into Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man, and then it kind of intertwines Miles Morales' story and how he fits into the Spider-Verse and how it's going to be moving forward. I mean, I was reading some reviews after I saw it, and some critics and reviewers were saying, it's got like kind of a Dark Knight ending or a Empire Strikes Back ending. So it's definitely, it gives you that vibe.
Okay. I forgot. The first one is the one that's the one with like Nick Cage as the other Spider-Man,
and then
John Mulaney.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
Yeah. I'll definitely give it a watch. I know my kids, I know my oldest would want to watch it. So if he hasn't already, I'm going to probably watch Guardian of the Galaxy today. So
that's a good one. I like that one.
I can't wait to see that.
I think one of my favorite things that I was reading online, so people didn't like it, is they could not stand the animal cruelty done to CGI animals.
Yeah, because I heard this one's mainly about Rocket.
Yeah, it gives you his backstory.
Okay, yeah. Which I don't find a problem with. Funny fact, nothing to do with anything except Marvel. I read this article the other day, just briefly. Didn't read it all because I never do really, unless I'm really invested. What's his name? Chris
Pratt?
No, other Chris
Pine?
Hemsworth.
Okay.
Was talking about Thor: Love and Thunder, and he just said,
"Oh yes, I heard this.
That they were having way too much fun on set and made it way too silly."
Well, no, and so what brought that up, because I read the same thing, is he took his kids, I think he said like his 8-year-old and like the neighbor's 8-year-old to go see it. And on the drive back, they were making fun of it the entire time because they're just like, and he was talking about how like soul crushing it was. He goes, I could see what they were talking about, but because I was in the movie, it was hard for me to take a step back and see.
Yeah.
So he goes, he was laughing and at the funny things that occurred, but he was also cringing because his movie was being destroyed by 2 8-year-olds.
Yeah. That movie just went over the top with silliness is what it was. But like you said, Thor or Chris Hemsworth said they had way too much fun being silly on set.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good day.
Yeah.